I think there's some nostalgia. Absolutely. Anytime that you've been a part of something for as long or that's been around like the OC, I know personally, all 23 years of my time in public education, I've been in the Ozark Conference, so that's a little bit sad. But at the same time, I think it's overshadowed by the excitement of being a part of something forming that shoot, it's been around since Dr. Matthews, I believe, was the first person to have conversations and talks about bringing all the schools in Southwest Missouri together that are Class 5 and 6. I think it started with six schools coming out and really beginning a brand new conference, the Ozark Mountain Conference, and with that we started a lot of internal conversations with. Hillcrest, especially being at around 950 students, and trying to identify what was the best place for them. And it it wasn't easy. We don't wear it lightly that this is the first time in the history of SPS that our schools are in different conferences, but we really started looking at what was the best for each of our individual schools, and that's where we landed. We kind of followed the model that you've seen in suburban St. Louis, suburban Kansas City, with an added caveat. We have to be a little bit more concerned about travel than they do because of how kind of how spread out we are in Southwest Missouri. But a big aspect of this was, the size, school size. For us, if you look at SPS, did it make sense for a high school with 950 to be in the same conference with one of our schools with 2,000 kids in that school? And that really centered around ours. And then you really you start to identify and look at competitive equity around the region and the areas, and that between travel and competitive equity, I believe that's how you land in these conference alignments. So for Hillcrest, it just made sense to go to the OMC. The OMC, if you look at their six schools, the majority of them are in district tournaments with Springfield Hillcrest. The Ozark Conference invited Kickapoo and Glendale to come into the COC, and that just makes so much sense as far as, you look at Kickapoo, they were the only Class 6 school in the OC. They're about 10 miles from two other Class 6 schools that we needed to play and should be playing. So we were able to pick that up. Glendale, when we were playing in postseason football, we're playing schools like the Carthage to get to the Final Four. So it just was a great opportunity for us for all sports. Springfield Central, if you remember, Joe, when we went independent, we went to Waynesville with 18 student athletes dressed out to play football at Waynesville that last game. We have we brought in Coach Jim Johnson. He's done a tremendous job rebuilding the program, rebuilding our football team, and we wanted to give them another cycle to continue to build off of the successes that they've had. And with Springfield Parkview, we kind of looked at the model that we used for Central and thought this could be a unique opportunity to create an independent schedule, one geared straight for that team and those boys, and give them the best opportunity to have some success and enjoy what they're doing and continue building back the program. We're looking at doing that short term for a cycle, and hope to find both schools a conference coming up for football. Or we could ask to come in for football also in a couple of years. So we're really happy with the COC. We're excited for those opportunities, especially with Waynesville and Lebanon coming in with us. Right now, we just feel like the best opportunity for them to have a great year is to go independent. And that's what we did. And we're almost finished filling up their schedule. And we're excited for the next 2 years for those two teams. So that's one of the huge benefits that we have. We will have games between all three, Hillcrest, Central, and Parkview, and be able to revitalize some of that north side rivalries and competition that we haven't had for the last several. It's also, you want kids to have the ability to enjoy what they're doing and enjoy and be in competitive games. I look at that as we're really striving hard and looking hard to find competitive balances. And numbers do matter. Being in a conference with Class 5 and Class 6 that are putting out 80 to 100 kids on a Friday night, that's a lot to take on and attack. And I know we can get our numbers back to that level. We're just giving our schools a couple years to start building up. Honestly, the school that the OMC selected was our northernmost school. It really, Joe, comes down to when superintendent schools and conferences are getting together to figure out who to bring. They really look at that school size or that enrollment size. That's the true barrier, if there is one, of where schools go. Absolutely, I think anytime you have the ability to have the excitement of realignment, to spark interest, to play different people in the regular season and in conference matchups that you haven't been for, and then just also to um, keep our families and keep a lot of our games in our backyard. It's a great opportunity, and it's a great move for us. We made decisions and changes or moves on based off of what was best for the entire school, not just focusing on one program at the detriment of others. So uh, that was our model, how we did it. Other schools, football could have had um, a larger focus, but for us, it was really what was the best for our overall athletic programs in our schools.